Hello, everyone out there. This is AJ from Late Night Productions, coming back with another episode of Final Fantasy VII. We are very close to the end. I wanted to quickly say to all the veterans out there, thank you for what you have done, and happy Memorial Day, everybody. This week with me, I have my only co-host at this point,
Ashtar.
Hi, Ashtar.
So, many of you might be wondering, or some of you might be wondering, why all of a sudden some videos that you may have liked before have disappeared from the channel. Well, in light of a somewhat recent issue, which was explained in, I believe, part 18,
19
of the series, a former friend of ours had an incident and had to be kicked out of the friend group.
Mm-hmm.
All the videos that have been deleted are either one-offs, which included this former friend. Plans for series which include this former friend as a commentator are as follow. AG?
Series like Final Fantasy VII, Minecraft Story Mode, and Subnautica, which had him as a heavy presence during the time he was with the channel, will eventually be streamed and re-uploaded to the channel without him. Until we can get around to doing that, though, the videos will stay up, but I will be going through and putting a disclaimer in the descriptions.
Yes. Once the videos have been re-recorded, the old videos will be removed and the new videos will be put in their place.
Mm-hmm.
If any videos cannot be re-recorded due to scheduling issues or just due to the fact of nobody else wants to record them, they will be removed due to the fact that they cannot be re-recorded.
And honestly, it hurts me to have to take down videos, but with this situation, it's best not to have him in any videos ever again. Or
this is for
some to that effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is for AJ's sake.
Yeah.
And the channel's sake. Anyway, now that is out of the way.
Astro, do you have anything else you want to say, like, about what day it is?
I don't have a lot of military history in my family that I know of.
Just say a quick thank you, you know?
But to those who do, thank you for your service, and thank you for your relative's service in the military.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, shall we get to the game?
Yes.
Alright. Let's go.
So, the plan right now is there's a few side quests that can be done right now. There's the weapons, and there's also the Wutai side quest, which you are currently doing. Or going to do.
Let's check Mediel first. Remember, someone in the last Let's Play said something about Mediel. Which way is Mediel again? I don't remember.
I forget what green. It might be Geishol, it might not be.
I think it was Mimit? Not sure.
Mimic green. One of those greens you feed to a chocobo, and something happens. I believe that you get a materia out of it, but I don't remember what it is, nor do I remember if it's worth it.
Hi, Ultima Weapon. Bye, Ultimate Weapon.
Yeah. Hello, friend. We will get around to you eventually. Soon.
There's Mediel.
For future reference, no, we may not get around to any of the weapons. And AG here is thinking about just not doing Ruby and Emerald because they have never done them before?
I've tried to beat them before, but they're really hard, and I don't want to get that annoyed again, you know?
Yeah, they're super bosses for a reason, and they're just more pains than they actually are fun to fight. So it's up to AJ whether or not we actually decide to fight them, or whether or not they're just going to be left well alone.
Accessory shop.
Yeah, you might have had to do it before the reactor incident.
Before Medeal ended up like this.
Yes. Because I remember there is a lady that goes around in shops that just kind of like is panic buying, or just, you know, bulk buying.
Mm-hmm.
That has a tiny little white chocobo with her.
Yeah, I didn't see the white chocobo, so I guess we're too late for that. Alright. Maybe
I don't
next
know.
time.
Yeah, I don't know.
The world map music changed, I just realized.
Mm-hmm.
It's more
Yeah, the world map
somber.
music changes in 3 because the meteor is coming. And there's nothing we can do to stop it other than just... Other than Holy, which we've lost.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much right now, it sounds like death, doom, and destruction, because that's what everyone thinks it is right now.
Should we go ahead and do we ultimate weapon now, or should we wait until after Wutai?
That's completely up to you. Ultimate weapon is probably about just as long as Wutai. He's got 100k health.
That you slowly whittle down.
That you slowly whittle down, and even if you manage to defeat him before, I believe it's a certain area, he'll just run away. You're unable to defeat him until that certain area, so if you want to go chase this man around for who knows how long, go right ahead. But at the same time, Wutai has a certain amount of time that probably it will take. Again, that one's up to you. Do you think chasing around Ultima Weapon for who knows how long is going...
This should answer your question.
Wutai? Yeah, you're going for Wutai.
We'll do Wutai first, and then do the pagodas to get Yuffie's ultimate weapon, and then we're gonna go do Ultimate Weapon to get Cloud's ultimate weapon.
Yeah. Now, upon beating Ultima Weapon, Ruby Weapon appears.
I forgot to readjust the camera settings. Whoops. There we go.
So, for anyone wondering, Ruby and Emerald Weapon have some of the highest HP in the game. At 800k and 1 millionk respectively.
Mm-hmm.
And Emerald Weapon and Ruby Weapon have gimmicks to them. Ruby's weapon gimmick is that it has a move that just removes somebody from the battle.
Yeah, which is annoying.
Emerald Weapon's gimmick is that it has an attack which does an absurd amount of damage.
Oh, I got Yuffie's next limit. Right as we're about to lose Yuffie to the party from the party.
Yeah, so Emerald Weapon has an attack which does a lot of damage, depending on the amount of material you have equipped to a person, and will very regularly hit the damage cap because of just how much damage, because of the calculation.
Yeah, Air
of that
Tam
damage.
Storm.
Yeah, which is just Materia Storm.
By
Air
the way,
Tam is
I
just...
can't turn left, I can only turn right. Because of how the keyboard was set up, and I guess the controller took on the same, thing.
That's sort of weird.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, yeah, Air Tam is just Materia mixed around.
Isn't it like materia backwards or something like that?
It's Materia backwards, yeah. But for anyone wondering about the, how much damage it does, it's like, it does like times 1,000 damage per materia or something absurd like that. It's an attack that if you have any materia, yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, red hit the damage cap. Pretty much if you have any amount of materia on, it's going to do a lot of damage. And if you have enough on, it's just going to hit the damage cap all the time and just put people on the ground. And you have to have at least one materia in the fight if you don't want a time limit of 30 minutes.
Thunderbirds!
So yeah, Emerald Weapon is just pain. unfortunately, unlike Ruby Weapon, Emerald Weapon does not have an attack which just removes somebody from the battle instantly.
Oh, I just remembered there are caves in Wutai that, because we have the Leviathan scales, we can actually get the Leviathan summon.
You want to go do that?
Well, it'll have to be after the side quest.
Leviathan's a pretty good summon and is one of, I believe, 2 water attacks in the game, like I've mentioned before.
Yeah. But like I said, it had to be after the side quest.
Of course, of course.
That was a crit.
I heard that, yeah. Jeez. Yeah, so... Another thing I should mention is that Berserk, not just in this game, but in every game, will increase the amount of attack you do.
Mm-hmm.
At the cost of making it so you can't control the character.
Oh, I know.
I don't know what the calculation increase is in this game, but it seems to be over half, since Red did about 5,000 on a regular.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit the damage cap on a Berserk. So... it's at least times 2.
Or more.
Or more.
Red is doing the damage! Holy crap.
Would you have equipped to him anyway? That might...
Wrong button. Wrong button again!
Yeah, his weapon might be exactly what's causing that.
Limited Moon, which I think is his ultimate weapon.
Yeah, Limited Moon with nothing on it.
No, he has a materia. See?
Limited Moon doesn't... Okay. What's attached to Neo Bahamut? Ah, I see. So... I'm guessing on that bolt...
okay, so because these two are attached, when he counterattacks, he can summon Neo Bahamut.
No. That's not how that works. What that does is that when he counterattacks, he does... Since Neo Bahamut isn't an element, does the 10th element, or element X.
Oh, here we go.
Because whenever you have, like, I believe it's an element, you know, like the blue element materia, attached to something without an element, it does element X. So I'm guessing since counter works like that, it's doing element X as counter.
Wait, why didn't the... What? Am I not supposed to have Yuffie in the party?
Well, we can go get Leviathan.
I guess, but I was kind of...
If we go get Leviathan, that's just one more materia that we can save from somewhere else, because she'll take that first.
I just gotta remember how to get up there, that's all. Can you look up if we're supposed to have Yuffie in the party or not?
Sure. This may take a bit, though.
You have time.
Wutai FF7. Will not be able to complete it once you overrisk Disc 3.
What?
The Wutai Stolen Materia side quest can be completed anytime during game on Disc 1 or 2, but you cannot complete it once you overrisk Disc 3.
Well... I wonder if we can still do the pagoda, though.
Let me find out.
This way?
After the dojo... let me find out. Can be done on Disc 1, 2, or 3. However, if you attempt it on Disc 1 or 2, you'll have to go through the process of Yuffie stealing your materia and attempting to get it back. Make sure you have Yuffie in your party. Read the secret optional character session if you don't. Travel to the pagoda near the back of Wutai. Yuffie will be going through the trial by herself, and will be facing each of the upcoming opponents alone. Yeah, so you can do it, You don't have to go through the side quest of getting your materia stolen. The only problem is that Yuffie alone will have to do it.
Well, I know that much. It's just I didn't know if you... Oritsuru. I didn't even know if I pronounced that right.
Oritsuru. Like, either you say the U or you don't.
Let's see who it is.
It's probably Katana.
I have a lot of... Oh no, it's throwing weapons for Yuffie. Let's compare it to what she currently has. No, not red.
I have no idea what that is. That might be a mistranslation? Who knows? Anyway, it looks like you get less attack but more attack percent.
So, is it worth switching over?
Right now I don't think so, because you already have over 100% attack percent. Which means you don't have a chance to miss as far as I know. Although I could be wrong about that.
The scale of the sea god shines. I wonder who that could be. Sorry. Steel as well materia. I thought we got the Leviathan. No. Where did we get Leviathan then? Ashtar, can you do some research, please?
Hang on! Let's see here. The Wutai Pagoda side quest.
Oh, so
you receive all creation and Leviathan materia.
Okay.
So Pagoda.
Before I do that, I am going to... Sorry, Red, but I'm going to give Restore to Yuffie for this next part. You know what I mean?
Again, put materia on her that you think will help with her survivability. Otherwise, don't put too much on her because that will impact her max health.
Right now she has, if I can... Elemental Ice for her weapon. Hades, Bahamut, Phoenix, Ramah, Shiva, stop it, and Fire. Lightning, Death Blow, Luck, Steel, Long Range, and HP Plus.
Get rid of Death Blow. If you really... I don't think we're going to need Death Blow.
Alright.
Steel you can keep if you want, but honestly I'd make it sure that you don't have any element attached to that element, unless it's like 10th.
All I have is Luck on the Steel.
No, not the Steel. I'm talking about the element Ice that you have. Because I don't know if anybody resists Ice or anything like that, so it might be a good idea to either replace the element on that, or to replace the Ice on that. Either replace the Ice with something without an element to get 10th, or replace the elemental and just have a different materia in its place.
Poison, Fire, Destruct, Gravity,
I
Steel
don't know
as well.
Destruct... Yeah, I feel like you should probably replace the element since you don't really have anything that... I don't know if you have anything that can get 10th.
Should I put this on Yuffie?
If you feel like it's worth it.
Couldn't hurt, right?
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
So when she uses Ice, she'll also Steel at the same time.
Yes.
So we've completely missed the chance to do the regular side quest.
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh well.
That's not too bad.
I mean, I don't even remember really what you get out of doing the side quest. And
I can open the page again.
go ahead.
I'll open the page again. Let's see here. So, first it's the Dao Cho statue. scraps. Get a peace ring. Absorb. The weapon shop will start selling, like, different things. It looks like it's just now that the weapon store will be willing to sell you equipment. You get the HP absorb materia, and you also get some. You also get a trophy, and that's about it, though.
So that's the one achievement I'm going to be missing.
If you haven't already got it, yeah. It's just called the best bromance.
Wrong button.
Yeah, other than that, she just gives you back all your materia. Also, that's for the PS4 version.
Huh.
So other than just the weapon shop selling stuff, it seems like there's not really much it does.
Alright, let's go to the pagoda, shall we? This means we don't see what ends up actually having to Don Corneo at the end, do we? Because we missed the chance to do it.
Yes, Don Corneo is now somewhere.
Originally, at the end of the side quest, he dies, I think, by the Turk's hands or something like that.
Yes, he does. The leader of the Turks, I believe, Reno, fucking pushes him off a cliff.
Yep. It's funny his name is Shake. At least
Yep.
their name is Shake, anyway. She has the regen materia, and so this hopefully won't be too hard of a fight.
None of these guys have absurd amounts of HP. The most HP any of these guys will get is 6,000. This guy has 1,000, the next person will have 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6.
You know I'm putting regen on myself, right?
Yes, I know. Probably a good idea.
Because of stuff like that.
He has more HP than I thought he did. But
There we go.
not that much more, though.
Gonna heal Yuffie real quick. I need to arrange battle. That should help a little bit. There we go. I have a lot more X potions than I thought I did.
That'll happen. Don't overuse them.
I'm not.
Right. Yeah, that's the times, all right.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you say "I forgive you."
I have no idea.
Apparently that happens. All right.
Cool, I guess that's an interaction that can happen.
Chekhov.
Don't ask me why they named the thing the way they did. They just...
Penguin. Penguin.
kamikaze penguins from earlier.
This is always a good idea at the start of a fight. You know?
Yep. I mean, it helps mitigate the total amount of damage you take. Yep. There you go.
Let's see what Bloodfest does.
Who knows?
That's not doing a whole hell of a lot of damage, though. Well, apparently you did enough.
It's a lot of hits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how that limit interacts, but that might be one of those things if it does more when they're at low health.
Mm-hmm. A little bit. Just using regular potions. Oh, she's in Fury! Whichever that means.
Fury is effectively, a poor man's Berserk.
Mm.
Fury ups your attack, but I believe also lowers defense a little bit. But you're still controllable, unlike in Berserk, which just skyrockets your attack and doesn't do anything to your defense.
Yeah. When I hear Chekhov, I think Star Trek.
I think of Chekhov's gun.
What is that anyway? I've heard it before, but I don't know what it is.
Where's the exact definition? It's effectively an item that, while useless at that point, will be important later. Usually integral to the story. That's what's known as Chekhov's gun.
Oh.
At least that's what I remember of it. Let me actually go look up.
I hit the
things.
wrong button again.
Yeah, one, I'm going to look up exactly what Bloodfest does, and two, I'm going to look up the exact definition for Chekhov's gun, because it's been a bit. Give me a sec to do this.
Kill him, squid him, kill him, squid him.
Alright, so let's see here. So Chekhov's gun, and then...
One hit kill. And
What
Yuffie
fist
leveled up, and I got an ice ring.
And inflicts 10 hits of non-elemental physical damage at 5/8 times the normal damage each time the random enemies.
In English?
It does 5/8 of your regular damage as non-elemental damage. 10 times to random enemies. Also, Chekhov's gun, dramatic principle that states every element in a story must be necessary and irrelevant. Elements should be removed. Elements should not appear to make false promises by never coming into play. AKA everything's important, even if it seems like it isn't.
If I can abuse it, I'm going to abuse it.
Yeah, so... Let me also look up something. Final Fantasy VII. Fury status reduces the character's hit rate for both physical and magic by 3/10, but doubles the rate at which their limit gauge fills. So, you're slightly less likely to hit, but your limit gauge fills faster.
makes sense.
Might as well actually see what Berserk does.
I like their outfits, you know what I mean? I've always had a thing for traditional, like, Japanese, Chinese garb, you know what I mean?
They are very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Why?
So Berserk status causes physical damage to be 150% of their normal.
Mm-hmm.
So Red did, instead of, 5,000, did 150% of 5,000.
Hi, Yuffie's dad.
Yes, hello.
I can't wait to see the Wutai quest in the remake, you know what I mean? When that eventually comes around.
Yep.
Regen on myself.
Yep. So, Goto here looks like a very traditional demon.
Ah, it missed.
He actually, I believe he's supposed to look like a traditional demon.
Isn't
Asian
it
culture.
demon, like, Oni? Or something like that?
It's not an Oni. It's a specific type of demon where it has different faces. Or different heads. It depends. Usually it's different heads, but usually it would have the head of the man, head of a man, head of a deva, and head of a demon.
Which is what this has.
Yes.
And now he's healing himself with some might.
Pretty much the head of a man, the head of an angel, and the head of a demon. Since they couldn't do heads, they did faces.
Yeah, we win.
I forget exactly what it's called, but it's a strange creature.
Ashtar, we won, and we got all creation.
Yay! And Leviathan, I believe. Whack.
The way they're laying there is like, it was like this big
Just
tough
like,
battle.
both are just completely wiped out.
And yet they, what, barely did anything, really?
Well, Goto barely did anything.
Huff puff. I remember I had so much difficulty with this when I was a kid. You know, the pagoda battles.
Because the pagoda battles have, it's because of the amount of the attack usually that is being done, and the fact that the final guy really, depending on his face, will do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And usually one of those faces likes to be particularly rude with what it does.
Yuffie is convulsing.
Yep. So the Deva face really loves to cast stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the stuff it can cast is quite rude. You got really lucky with it casting Demi. Because you were immune to Demi.
Or no, it missed.
Because it missed. Demi 3 would have left you at, I think it would have been like a 16th health or something like that.
Yay!
I forget how Demi works in this game.
Do you know why Yuffie originally left Wutai and stuff like that?
Vaguely.
I
know her cover story was to get more money.
It was basically to get more material to make Wutai more popular, so it could be because she was tired of it being treated as a tourist destination that Shinra wants it to be instead of the town that her father used to tell her about.
I see, so it's sort of like making it into a tourist destination on her terms instead of Shinra's terms.
No, she wanted to go back to the way it was, back to the way her father remembered it.
That's one of those things of, this place has become a tourist destination, but we don't want it to be.
Mm-hmm. Technically, he didn't, Shinra did, but okay.
Yeah. That's one of those weird things that happen sometimes. Damn it, Goto. Be more careful! Ah, he's having one of those moments.
Mm-hmm. Am I going too fast for you, by the way?
No, but that line earlier is a very, very spiritualistic thing. Just like, what is strength without the will to use it, pretty much, sort of thing.
Yeah. They finally acknowledge Cloud exists!
Yeah, he's just kind of been a third wheel this entire time. In fact, a good amount of the side stories which don't really involve Cloud, he's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, you can definitely tell the story was not planned to have Cloud there and just sort of resolve on its own, but they had to fit him somewhere because he's the main character.
Yeah. Yuffie grows up a little bit during this time.
Yep. Good learning experience for all.
Mm-hmm.
So, the 5 Sacred Gods thing is definitely... I don't know if it's not 5, but it's 4 in China and Japan. Mostly China. There's 4 Sacred Gods. I believe it's a turtle, a dragon, a tiger, and, I forget what type of bird it is, but a bird.
That reminds me, because remember, I told you a long time ago I used to watch Digimon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they brought up that there were 4 celestial Digimon protecting the land, and that's what made me think of.
They're the guardian spirits of the north, south, east, and west in China. I believe it's a white tiger, a...
Really?
What?
Do you still think they want their materia? With the materia?
God.
She had to get it from somewhere.
This sort of clown shoes thing at the end of a serious thing is kind of the greatest.
I know, right?
This is what gives the game a little bit of that spirit.
What was that?
Sort of like a victory, like, yeah!
Alright, who should I get Leviathan to real quick?
That one's up to you. Leviathan is a summon, so he does have the added fact that his stats, the stats you get from it are big positives, big negatives.
I think I should give him to Red. He has the most health right now.
Yep.
I'm also gonna give. Why do? Wait, I have 2 versions of Chocomog because I maxed out Chocomog. I can probably.
It says Chocomog is win, but that's a lie.
What is it anyway?
Non-elemental.
Oh.
Chocomog is non-elemental damage that has a chance to, I believe, stop.
Yeah.
Unless you get the one in, I believe it's like the one in whatever chance, and instead it will be Fat Chocobo, which hits everybody with a different calculation's worth of non-elemental damage.
Yeah.
Without the chance to stop. Again, Leviathan, if you don't want to use Aqua Lung, is your only other source of water damage in the game.
Yeah.
And it's going to do more than Aqua Lung.
Alright, I don't think we have any other reason to still stay here in Wutai, so...
Yeah, since the quest is sort of gone.
Oh, have I shown you this? Cats!
Oh, the cat house. Kitties.
And at some point, you're able to get up those stairs. I just don't remember whatever triggered it. Shut up.
It's probably like disc 2, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
It's somewhere.
Now you have to run all the way back to the airship because I didn't know the trigger wouldn't work.
Oh well.
Hey, at least we get a chance to try out Leviathan.
Yep. Again, Leviathan being one of the mainstays of the series. It was replaced in one game with Silva instead, but that was just for one game. Leviathan's been around for a while. Yeah, this is what he does. He just creates a tidal wave.
I remember in 8, he actually makes like a waterfall.
In 8, he creates a mountain that has the tidal wave go down.
Oh, we can give Yuffie her ultimate limit right now. At least I think. Hold on, let me scrolling because that's always fun, right?
Yep. I do know that in 6, he does something similar where he just does a tidal wave across the screen.
Wait, is she missing something? I thought she had her second to last. Oh no, I need to switch it over. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, you need to get whatever's after Gauntlet.
Which hopefully doesn't take too long.
Yeah, the only exception to the rule is Omni Slash, and that's because... Shrug. Because Cloud. That's the only exception to the rule if you have to learn everything before your final limit, and that's just in the final fight.
Oh no, lightning! It healed Red 13. I forgot about that.
Yep. Hold armlet. Yeah, even without, like, element materia, which allows you to absorb elements, some things just have that passively on them. There's a lot less of it in this game than there is in previous games, but it still does exist. It's still there. you could definitely see a lot more of that in 5, where there were things that absorbed certain elements, and even boosted certain elements at some points.
I'm listening, it's just I'm kind of also focused a little bit.
That's fine. That sort of stopped. I don't remember exactly when that stopped, but it stopped. And got regulated to the Final Fantasy Tactics series, which had, I believe it was 2 or 3 games, and then just... no.
Maybe we should have looked up the side quest before we went to try to do it, huh?
That might have been a good idea, but honestly, you didn't know and I didn't remember.
I just always remembered doing late in the game, but I didn't remember if I did it on 2 or 3, you know what I mean?
That's one of those things of, the LP I watched, I wasn't really paying attention when they did the Wutai side quest.
Mm-hmm.
And you just sort of forgot, so that was one of those things that kind of passed over both of our heads.
So guess what we're going to go do now?
Ultima weapon? Yeah, and just like his namesake, he does cast the spell Ultima, which is blue magic, I believe.
That means I could learn it.
I think you can.
You ready for this, Ashtar? Or should I say it before we start?
You should probably say it before you start, 1, just in case things go wrong. 2, make sure that you have the material you want on people.
I'm gonna put Cure back on red, so, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah, just make sure you have all the material you want on people. And then when you feel like you've sorted all the material to who you think should have it and who... and whatnot, then we can poke Ultima.
Yeah. I don't know if I should use this or not.
Use Magic Plus?
Yeah.
It does give you more magic attack,
Mm-hmm.
but only to the thing I believe it's connected to. Unless it's in a non-connected slot, in which case it just boosts your actual magic stat by 10%. But Yuffie only has connected slots right now, which means that Magic Plus is only going to boost the magic of whatever it's attached to. I don't know if that works with summons. I'm not sure if it does. And I'd rather not find out if it does or doesn't. Because we are about to go poke what's considered a super boss.
Yep.
Now's not the time to be fooling around with materia to find out, hey, does this work?
Since he has a lot of health, I can put cover on him, right?
Cover does add a little bit of vitality, and I believe you can put cover on him. I don't know if attaching it to anything will cause weirdness. If it does, then shrug, but oh well, but
Alright.
it might just work. It might just work whether attached or not. Remember, we don't necessarily have to kill him right here and right now, and in fact we can.
Here we go.
I don't remember how much HP you have to get rid of before he leaves.
I'm just gonna use Knights of the Round on his ass.
Of course.
What?
Not even gonna fight him a little bit so he can cast Ultima?
Well, Cloud can't reach.
Oh, right.
Miss.
I think you forgot. Since he's in the air, you need ranged weapons.
Yeah. Ultima Beam!
That's not Ultima, that's just something else. Go ahead and murder him if you really want to, but... yeah, that's what Comet do.
That was Gauntlet.
I've never seen that limit.
Oh, he's running. Or, no, he's spitting. And healing Red 13 in the process.
For anyone curious, I didn't really use Yuffie a lot because... You forgot Reflect, did you?
Shut up. He's running.
Okay, yeah, whatever you have on Cloud that's reflecting, you might want to just get rid of, because you just keep forgetting that.
I do.
Here's the weird thing about Reflect. I don't know how it works in this game, but I know in previous games, it would, whenever you reflected a spell, do half the amount of damage back. And if you cast a spell on all 4 party members, it would effectively do, It would do, 2 times damage, because you're reflecting 4 times. 4 times 0.5.
I'll just give him the power wrist just for right now, you know?
Yep.
Again,
the only accessory I know that doesn't work is the one that gives Spirit. Because Spirit is broken. Spirit's supposed to give you, I think, either Magic Evade chance or Magic, like, defense. But it doesn't. And Spirit, as a stat, is broken.
Yep.
I think it's Magic Evade. I think Magic Evade is under, I think attack percent evade is like Magic Defense or something weird happened with the evade.
Okay, now where did he go? I guess we fly around until we find him.
Yep. That's how this works. Yeah, one of those things of... In some games, Reflect does half the amount of damage dealt to you back.
Mm-hmm.
In other games, it does 1.5 the amount of damage back.
Oh.
It's very inconsistent. I'm not sure about this game, but it seems to do 1.5 back, because the amount you healed the other people was like 2,000, right?
Roughly. Where are you going?
And it did 3,700 back when you reflected it on him, which means that it's definitely doing more than 0.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just floats around the area without really a path. He might have it like an actual path, but it's one of those weird ones that you can't really follow well. Yeah, have fun catching up to him when he's doing this. Yeah, welcome to this.
I didn't know this was a thing. I never really did this when I was... Oh! Okay. It's too early to run into him now. Okay. So just kind of follow him, but don't try to catch him.
I think so, yeah. You have to wait, like, when he's flying like this, Sid will usually, like, curse and say he has too much energy.
Oh, glad we started the stream early today, huh?
Yeah. Pretty much you just have to follow him at a certain distance and just wait for him to get to wherever he's going.
He's gonna run into me. Ah!
He's not happy at you at following him.
I mean, would you be?
I don't know if you have to keep him, like, on, like, the edge of your screen, or if you just kind of have to, like, leave him off screen.
Hmm.
This is one of those things of I'm not actually sure.
You can look it up, I guess. I don't know.
Like, he's supposed to be going somewhere.
I know.
And I don't know if it's because he's on screen with you, or because you're so close to him that his pathing is doing weird things.
Can you look it up?
Oh no, he looks like he's going somewhere. No, no. Ultima weapon, please.
Seriously, make up your mind.
With the high wind in a location, it is found in the world map, starting with a crater near June and fight it until it docks above Cosmo Canyon. It doesn't tell me anything. It says must chase it with the high wind in a location. With the high wind in a location, it is found in the world map. It doesn't say. Hang on.
It's not deviating now.
After Ultima Weapons defeat the party with the party control of the high wind, Ultima Weapon can be found above the water near the crater near Junon. It will fly away and the party is forced to chase it across the globe with the airship, depending on where the player fights it.
Oh wait, it stopped! Look!
Yeah, ramming it into it with the high wind will eventually cause it to fly straight toward a particular location and stop. It usually takes around 4 hits to get it to settle a location.
So that's why, because we were trying to avoid it.
Hitting it with Knights of the Round will cause it to settle in Cosmo Canyon. Because you do so much damage to it. Looking at its attack list, it does have Shadow Flare.
Is there a way to it be manipulated? Can I pause it? No, I cannot pause it.
No, Shadow Flare is one of those things that it doesn't use on itself, it will use on you. Status effects.
Damn, it's running again.
Manipulate is a no.
Okay.
Manipulate isn't immune. Yeah.
Now I gotta find him again.
And then bump into him a few times.
But first I'm gonna park so I can heal up. No wait, I can go into the highway and heal up my party. What am I doing? I don't have to park. Hi, Yuffie. It's funny that Yuffie is airsick.
She's not used to it. It's one of those things of perpetual motion can get some people sick, and it can be cause either air or seasickness depending on where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's just motion sickness.
I don't get motion sick.
Some people just don't have the proper equilibrium in their body to allow them to be able to handle certain motions without getting sick.
I was gonna try to hit him with Knights of the Round, but
He left.
yeah, he ran.
Yeah, bump into him a few times, and then when he lands, just clock him with Knights of the Round, and then we won't have to chase
Hey,
him
we're at
anymore.
Cosmo already.
Oh. Never mind then.
I guess because I'm kind of over leveled, I guess.
I'm guessing you're doing enough damage to where he's skipped his areas. Remember, he's only got 100k health.
Here we go.
Yeah, compared to, like... I would actually look up the health of the final boss.
Might as well finish this off in spectacular fashion.
Go for it. Just delete this. poor orbital weapon.
Huh?
I said delete this poor boy.
And they're not even maxed out yet. Imagine when this materia is maxed out.
When it's maxed out, it's going to be doing quad 9s the entire time. There's just no question about it.
It's what's the word for it?
Overpowered?
Yes.
There's a reason why Knights of the Round is one of those one-off materias.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of materia that don't reappear in game or don't reappear usually for one reason or another, either because people didn't like it or because it was just too broken.
And this one's just too broken.
This one's too broken. And there's one in the original Final Fantasy V that ended up doing more than Bahamut under the right conditions, which was also a one-time thing.
Shadow Flare! I think Cloud had the enemy skill materia?
I hope he did.
Yes! But Cloud's dead. I learned it, and then Cloud died.
I don't remember exactly what Shadow Flare does. I think it's not elemental.
Restore was born. Things are leveling up everywhere. And I got an achievement.
Let me go... Yeah, let me go check a few things right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just open a couple tabs. One, I'm gonna check out how much Shadow Flare does.
Look at the crater!
Yep.
But that gives us access to that area, which I don't remember what's over there.
Okay, one, what does Shadow Flare do in FF7? It is non-elemental damage that deals one of the most powerful... It's the most powerful spell other than gravity attacks. Its spell power is equal to nearly 8 times the base magic damage. Jesus Christ.
Wait, doesn't Sephiroth also have Shadow Flare?
Safer Sephiroth does.
Yes.
So does Ruby Weapon. And Dragon Zombie, but Dragon Zombie is kind of just there. And two, I'm gonna look up some math.
Well?
I'm gonna look up some math because this is bothering me, because I don't know how much HP you have. And I want to find out how much HP you have before I do anything, because otherwise... So, how much HP do you have, friend?
Oh, let me...
Well, this is the other one. This Safer Sephiroth is the one I was looking for. He has... Oh, dear God. Why is your HP a flux? Also, Sephiroth's theme is those chosen by the planet.
I know.
Oh, dear. Well, it says his HP is 55,100 to 400,000? Which... I don't particularly know why it fluctuates, but that's still less than Ruby and Emerald Weapon.
Speaking of Ruby, by the way...
Yeah, Ruby Weapon is alive.
Why is Ruby not there?
I think you have to land and go in there. I'd rather not.
No, normally, don't you have to run the high wind into him?
No, that's not Ruby. You don't have to do that with Ruby. There's like a quicksand pit or something like that. Hang on, let me go look this up. Since I'm on a page that I can look this up on.
Well, we've done what we set out to do today, so what do we do now?
Well, first things first, let me look up exactly what we're doing. Okay, player must defeat Ultima weapon, then fight one random battle afterwards to trigger its appearance. Although some have reported it not appearing at all, or that it appears but is invisible, and the player can only initiate it by running into it by chance.
I'm gonna do the battle. If it doesn't show up, then I'll see if we can, if it's there but it's invisible, you know what I mean?
You can only approach with the high wind or the chocobo.
I'm gonna use the high one, of course.
Of course.
I don't wanna risk my chocobos, are you nuts?
Well, I can tell you one thing right now. The only type of attacks you can use on it that won't heal it are poison, wind, and gravity.
Oh, there he is.
No, poison, wind, and holy. Sorry. It absorbs fire, ice, lightning, earth, and 10th element. So, and is immune to gravity and water.
Is Alexander in this game?
Alexander?
The summon. Alexander, he does holy.
I know. Let me find out. Is Alexander in this game? Yes he is.
How do you get him?
Is a summon material found in the Great Glacier by touching the hot springs and then defeating the Snow Woman, who lives in the nearby cave.
Do you want to try and go do that?
There aren't many enemies weak to holy. Alexander is the only source of holy magic for the player character in the cast, due to holy being a plot device.
Do you think we should go get that then?
Go ahead. Alexander's a mainstay and is one of the only. It's the only holy summon that I know of.
Just gotta figure out how to get to the hot spring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he appears in 6, 7, 8, and 9, 11, 12, 13, 13-2, Lightning Returns, 14, Type 0, Dimensions 1 and 2, Dissidia, Dark Carnival, Pictologica, Airborne Brigade. He appears in a lot of places, holy crap! He even appears in Bahamut Lagoon as a guest appearance.
Look at Cloud's sword.
Yeah, very cool sword. Fun fact about the Ultima weapon, it sells for 1 gold.
1 gold?
It sells for either 1 or 2 gold.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yes. Because they don't want you to sell it. Why would you sell the ultimate weapon?
I don't know, but I know it changes color depending on your health.
Yes. If I recall correctly, let me duplicate this and actually go to... Ultima weapon.
Ultima weapon.
Yeah, from, So the Ultima weapon in this game, power of 100, hit rate 110, grants 24 spirit and 51 magic. So it just grants 51 magic since spirit is broken. The damage the Ultima weapon deals depends on the current HP in relation to max HP. So, the higher it is, the greater the damage. The sword's graphics changes depends on his HP. From dark purple, blue and purple when weak, to bright blue and white when he is at full health. So it means that the closer Cloud's current HP is to max HP, the more damage he does with Ultima weapon.
Which makes it very broken in my opinion. No.
It even gives me a damage formula, which is... Why are you giving me a damage formula? 3 times attack power times Cloud's HP over Cloud's max HP. AKA, that sounds like it's a pain train. +1. Yeah, no, that just sounds like it will hit somebody and make
Like
them
a
fall.
train.
As long as you keep him at max HP.
That's the tricky bit.
To be fair, usually weapons don't do much. Yeah, so Emerald Weapon, on the other hand, who has 1 million HP, by the way, only absorbs ice and water as well as restorative. He doesn't have nearly as many things that are not detrimental. He doesn't absorb nearly as many elements as Ruby. Whereas Ruby's pretty much either absorbs or is immune to most. The only things he's not, you know, that actually will hurt him element-wise are Poison, Wind, and Holy. Otherwise, it's just non-elemental damage. That is your best bet. Although, oddly enough, even for a super boss, he can be affected by slow. He can also be affected by darkness and paralysis. I don't know if you can do paralysis as a player character, but I know you can inflict blind with certain items.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about paralysis though. So it is possible to slow and blind him if you have the right kit. Which...
There's probably a faster way to where we need to go, but I don't know another way, so... Oh, it's you guys again.
Yeah, it looks like he does have Ultima under his belt as a spell he can do, but it doesn't look like he can learn Ultima as a blue magic. Which means that Ultima is probably under a different thing. That probably means that Ultima is under Materia instead.
And we probably missed it, if anything.
Who knows?
I just realized we could probably take in the freaking high wind over here instead of having to run through the cliffs.
Let me find this out. Ultima.
Should we go back for the high wind?
If you really want to. Ultima can be obtained in North Corel if the player stops the cold train during the huge materia mission when playing as Sid.
Well, we did that.
A villager gives it to the party as thing. If the player fails to stop the train, they must buy it for 50,000 gil. If they fail to catch up with the train during the mission, they can't get it at all. Which means that if you're willing to go back to North Corel, you can pick it up for free.
Which means we have to go back to the high wind anyway. I don't know why I keep going all the way down.
You can resort, please.
I'm really gonna have to mess with the freaking controls.
Yeah, do that off stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to back the way we came.
Yeah, this is one of those things where you do know how to get to the hot spring somewhat, right?
Yeah, what the...
Oh.
well.
Remember, you're in a much lower level area than you're used to, so you will be killing things in one hit.
I've been
yeah,
playing...
I read...
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead first.
No, you first.
I was just gonna say Shadow Flare actually does more than Ultima.
Huh.
Anyway, what you were saying?
I was gonna say, a mutual friend of ours got me Splatoon 2 on the Switch.
Cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Might take a bit.
Yeah.
Don't worry if this seems slightly bad. These are just to get this out of the way, because again, both of these things are nice to have. Alexander is the only holy in this game. Usually he's one of two. The other one being the actual holy spell. But since holy spell's MacGuffin in this game, Alexander is just only holy. I'm saying that Alexander's the only source of holy damage in this game, since the other source of holy, which is, you know, the spell called holy, or Pearl, never used to Final Fantasy VI, is the MacGuffin.
Do I hear a dog in the background?
Apologies.
It's alright. Maybe your dog can be our new channel mascot.
Don't. He's old.
So are my cats. 13, I think the cats are? Well, maybe a little older.
He's not that old, but he's getting there. Anyway. Yeah, definitely Ultima and Alexander will help, because Ultima is just another source of very large amounts of non-elemental damage. And it doesn't involve having to put the enemy materia on somebody. But the downside is that the only skill on the materia with Ultima is Ultima.
Yeah.
So it is a way. I don't it's not as powerful as Shadow Flare, but again, it is another source of non-elemental damage that we can use.
Hey, Ashtar, I wanted to ask you something.
Go for it.
I was looking on the Final Fantasy VII website, or the SquareEnix website that linked from the Final Fantasy VII launcher, and apparently you can boost your characters in this game to level 99, and I'm like, I don't know if I should do that or not, you know?
Maybe if you want to do like a bonus episode after we finish the game, where we take on, if we don't actually take on Ruby or Emerald Weapon, in the main series, we can just do a bonus episode where we boost the characters to 99, and then take on the weapons.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what Chrono is.
To show just how painful it is actually to beat the weapons.
Yeah.
Not only will it show how, you know, like, what the weapons do, but it shows that even at level 99, the weapons are just like, eh. Again, we don't really actually have to beat the weapons, we'll just show them off.
Yeah.
If we beat the weapons, then that's just an extra thing we can show off. Because there is because they do give things that you can give to a guy and he'll give you something for it. There are also trophies for it, so...
Yeah. It's a meteor.
That giant flaming thing in the sky? It's a very large space rock. Well, it's a space rock that decide to come through the atmosphere. An asteroid is when it decides to stay out of the atmosphere. Asteroids can become meteors, but not vice versa.
That's kind of morbid, lady.
I mean, look in the sky.
Yeah, true.
People are going to be speaking their minds and other things like that.
I'm about to feel really stupid, I have a feeling. Ashtar? Look!
You already had it, didn't you?
I already had it equipped! I've had it equipped probably this whole dang time!
Whack!
That is my brain today.
Anyway, at least we know we have it.
And
also, do look at the ups and downs of the Ultima materia, because it has the most ups and downs of any materia in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it get -4 strength, -2 vitality, -10% max HP for 4 magic, 2 magic defense, and 10% MP.
Youch.
Yeah, that is meant for a caster.
So someone like not 13.
Yeah, that is meant for people who are going to hit hard with magic, not who are going to hit hard physically.
Are you saying I should take it off Cloud and put it on red?
That might be a good idea, since he has the highest magic stat.
Exchange.
That's one of those things of... You have to be very careful with powerful materials, because the more powerful a materia is, the more upsides and downsides it gives. Like, a lot of the summons have very large amounts of numbers that are shifting.
So now I can use the full power fire with all magic, and I gave him Ultima, which I somehow paired with Chocomog.
You see, that's fine. I don't know if any non-elemental skills are increased by magic up. I think they are, but that's one of those things of you can test it if you want. Probably does. But yeah, if you take a look at, not Ultima, but like Neo Bahamut and Leviathan and stuff like that, their numbers are the numbers they shift are going to be much larger than things like Chocomog or Fire.
Yeah. Alright, let's go find the snowfields.
Ultima is probably the largest shifter in the entire game because of how powerful it is.
Yeah.
Although, funny history about Ultima, back in, I believe, FF2, I don't know if it was the main designer or one of the coders, but one of the coders decided to make it not as powerful as some of the other spells in the game because it used to be. His reasoning was, after he got yelled at by, one of the directors, that Ultima used to be the big end-all spell, but new, better spells have been invented since then. So it no longer is the end-all.
Do we have to go to the snowfields to get to the hot spring, or I don't remember how to do it?
I think so.
So I have to park. Oh.
But, so after he was yelled at to change it back, in response he just left it as is. So he just left it as not the most powerful thing in the world.
Yeah. There is no place for me.
And ever since then, Ultima has been in this weird state of either it is the most powerful spell in the game, or it can be outdone.
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow.
In this game, it's outdone by Shadow Flare.
So we have to do the snowboarding thing, don't we?
Yes. So Ultima is a 7.5% times multiplier on your magic. Shadow Flare is a 7.8. Well, 7.8125 if you really want to get into it, but...
Red's health went down. I just realized.
You 10% max HP.
Oh, that's
Remember?
right.
Yeah, again, if you really want to, make sure that people are hitting hard versus not, you can just take a look at what the materials are doing and just swap them around depending, but...
Yeah.
It's one of those things. If a lot of materia tends to follow similar rules, the only ones that don't are summons and Ultima.
Yeah. Can you move out of my way so I can go sledding? Can I go sledding, please? Is there not another way to the snowfield? Where are the hot springs? Can you look that up?
The hot springs are in the snowfield.
Yeah, but he won't let me pass.
Have you talked to him?
Yeah, this is all he says.
Huh. Dude.
There we go.
Did he move out of the way finally?
I got around him. Cloud has no mouth.
Yeah, so fun fact about this game. There was supposed to be a music track, but, they forgot.
It's alright.
Either they forgot or the code decided that no. The music track you wanted to play over this just wouldn't.
I think I remember there was a music track in the original.
The first time you do this, you have a music track.
Oh, right.
But then every subsequent time you do this, the music track that you had the first time just isn't there. And I don't know whether or not that was intentional, they forgot, or that's a piece of code that just broke. It really could be any.
Bye, Moogle. I am not good at this game.
Surprisingly enough, Moogles... the only Moogle in this game is Mog.
From Chocomog?
He should be.
Huh.
I haven't seen, really... I don't remember a lot of... or really any Moogles in Final Fantasy VII. Moogles are usually one of the creatures that are mainstays in the game.
Womp.
I know in 9 they're your save point.
Yeah. Well, I've never played 9, so what am I talking about?
In 5 they are Dragoon.
Oh.
In 5 the Moogle you get, which is Mog, is a Dragoon. In 6, same thing. The Moogle named Mog is a Dragoon again.
I found the jump button!
Yep. And I'm not sure if Moogles appear in 8.
Not sure. I don't remember off the top of my head, to be honest.
I don't remember if they appear in 4.
The sick tricks, bruh.
They don't appear in 1. As far as I remember.
Tree.
And I'm not sure about 2 or 3.
Tree. Trees! Oh, the trees, huh?
Yep.
This goes on for some time.
I know that one of the games Moogles don't appear in, which is Final Fantasy Tactics.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they don't appear is because all the fantasy races have died off.
Oh. That's sad.
And that was just what their reasoning was for why none of the fantasy races appeared in that game.
Can I please just get down the mountain?
But then again, Tactics isn't really part of the series, or like a canon part of the series. It's sort of like this side story.
Mm-hmm.
The place where Tactics takes place, Evilise, does appear again in Final Fantasy. But the actual characters from Final Fantasy Tactics do not appear outside of their series. Like, the only character that technically appears in the series that appears outside is Boko, the Chocobo. Which appears in Final Fantasy V. As the main... I wouldn't say pet, but the main character's loyal steed/friend. Alright, so... everybody's passed out around a pine tree. Your everyday Saturday.
Technically, it's Monday.
I know what I said.
I don't trust that map.
That map is bad. Like, the generalized directions of what the map shows do work, but like all the in-between paths and whatnot, and because of the weird camera orientation, it just doesn't. Just no.
We're gonna be here a while.
Yep. Gonna reopen the page for Alexander so that I know exactly where we need to go. Touching the hot springs and defeating a snow woman. In a nearby cave, so... Again, the snow woman being a reference to a Japanese yokai. Whose name actually literally translates to snow woman. Yeah, literal translation is Snow Woman. I didn't look that up, I had to think about it. I was like, wait, was it Ice Woman? No, Ice is a different one.
Isn't ice in Japanese Yuki?
Snow is Yuki.
Snow is Yuki.
Ice is something else. So Yuki Onna is literally Snow Woman. Which is what the Snow Woman is based off of.
Thanks for the heal.
It's effectively this spirit that disguises itself as a beautiful woman to lure people out into the snow. In some stories, it actually comes in the people's house and sucks out their life force. But it depends on where you get the story from. It's one of those, depending on the region, it's different.
Yeah.
But the main part of the story stays the same. Just like smaller parts that shift.
Yeah.
To be fair, that happens a lot.
We're gonna go a little over today. Earthray, finally!
Yep, so a lot of... I should probably mention that a lot of RPGs, usually Final Fantasy, but some RPGs here and there, will tend to use sort of this grab bag of influence. Usually mythology, sometimes stuff from the Key of Solomon, which is the Demonic Compendium, because shrug.
Yay! Red 13 has his final limit.
But yeah, usually that's where it comes from, is mythology. Doesn't necessarily have to be Japanese. And the Lesser Key of Solomon, for some reason, also seems to appear quite a few times, although that tends to be just Castlevania, so...
I think we're outside the snowfield.
Yes. Yes, you are.
So I need to go back.
Yeah, although you probably want to save inside the hut. We can come back to searching for Alexander later.
But we have to get back to the High Wind. Don't
True. I think. That's one of those things of... I don't actually know if there is a get out of dodge button in this game.
I don't think there is. We have to actually manually go back.
Some
Or
games
if I
do that
hadn't
better
have
than-
saved just now, we could have used the save. Crap. I say we're gonna... Why don't we keep going until we get back, at least either back to the Highwind, or we get Alexander, or one or the other.
Alright, let's go for Alexander, because we are in the area for Alexander. Let's give it... what? How long do you want to give this? Do you want to give this until we freeze over, or do you want to give this a certain amount of tries?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how long it takes for you to freeze over, so... How about we give it 2 freeze overs?
Mm-hmm.
This is... I thought we were back in the map.
No, we're back on the field that where you can get turned around very easily.
No, this is not where that is. Like, the snowboarding area, I think, is where we need to be.
Unless I took a wrong turn somewhere. Oh. What's this? Nope. Eh.
I think it's the area where you land your snowboard that you need to be.
What?
I mean, what?
Oh, okay. I actually found the exit to the snowfields, but not the exit we want. You know what I mean?
Yep. But yeah, I believe if you spend too long here, you do freeze. I don't know if being out in the snowstorm trying to find the exit counts toward that timer.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out. If it does, I'll give you 3 freezes then.
Hey! Hot spring.
Yep. There's a cave nearby, apparently.
We gotta figure out how to touch it, though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. 'Cause these are hot springs, but it's not letting me do anything. What's up here?
Did you already touch it?
Not that I'm aware of.
I think you touched it the first time you came here.
Should be a cave nearby then. I'm afraid to wander these paths too much, you know what I mean?
It might be one of those things of we might have missed it. To be completely honest, Alexander isn't the most useful after a certain point. So if we don't find it before you freeze over, then we'll just call it a lost cause. Because if I'm going to be 100% honest, your non-elemental attacks are going to do more damage than Alexander. Also, I don't think any bosses we're going to run into in the next, I don't know, rest of the story are weak to Holy. Pretty much when you first come here, you need to find Alexander when you first come here.
So we gotta find a way to get back now.
All I'm saying is that pretty much the best use of Alexander is if you pick it up as soon as you... like, the first time you're in this area.
Or it could be
Because a
these
couple
hot
of the-
springs.
It could be those hot spring.
Wait, is this? No, that's not hot spring though. Wait,
No, that's not hot spring.
hot spring has steam coming off it. Duh.
Yeah, so... either you find your way back to the house, or we freeze over and go back to the house anyway. If we freeze, then you can just work your way outside of this area off stream.
Yeah. Let me through.
For anyone watching this, we apologize. We kind of wanted to go grab Alexander because it was one of the few things that would have worked on the weapons. And AJ here, at least... do you want to try the weapons in the main story, or do you just want to leave that to bonus?
Oh, it couldn't hurt. It could be another episode, you know. But hey, if we don't beat it, you know, that's okay too.
That's one of those things of if you do the weapons and manage to win, you just get power. You just power level. Okay, that's a phrase.
Yeah, the thing is, I want to get back to the high wind, but I don't think there's a way to get back to the high wind.
Well, all I'm saying is that you can save, and then you can find a way back to the high wind off stream.
If I remember.
If you remember.
Because I have memory issues like you wouldn't believe. Anyway, are you saying we should stop here?
Yeah, it's probably best. Otherwise, we will be here for too long.
Well, hopefully next week we'll be back at the high wind. Hopefully.
Yep.
Everyone's popped up. Save.
Yeah, so... in between this recording and the next one, at some point, maybe today, maybe some other time, me and AJ here are going to go over whether or not it would be a good idea to do the weapon on stream or as a bonus.
Yeah.
Because that is one of those things that
Is a
either
episode of all its own.
that is sort of like episode on all of its own. Because if I'm going to be completely honest, the weapons are very painful.
Oh, don't I know? I've never defeated either of them on my own.
Yeah, so the upside of defeating the weapons in a non-bonus episode would be showing, yeah, we can do it in the main story.
But
the downside is that they have a lot of XP and AP, so a lot of stuff would be leveling that to a point where we might over-level for the final boss.
hey, there's nothing wrong with over-leveling for Sephiroth. Trust me.
If we leave the weapons to a bonus episode, the upside to that is that we are more closer to the level curve and have a better, more pure ending, I guess, is the best way to say it. We are more on the level curve, and it seems more like a struggle than it actually does a sweep.
Yeah.
The only downside is that if we do it in a bonus episode, people are just gonna, like, sort of shrug it off, like, oh, you didn't do it on the level curve, or be like,
yeah,
sort of nag about it, that the fact that we didn't do it during the main story.
yeah.
Either way, there's upsides and downsides, and we'll discuss those eventually.
So, yeah, I guess we're pretty much done for the day, yeah?
Yep.
Thank you all for watching. We will be back next week unless, God forbid, something happens. But until then, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, have a happy Memorial Day, and this has been AJ.
And Ashtar.
You guys have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Bye.